What's going on, YouTube? This is Mag Dog TV. We back with another one. We just recently ranked Coach Prime Colorado Buffaloes OBs from the state of Florida. Now we will be doing Texas, and I can tell you guys right now, there's a lot of players, so we're gonna get right to it. Original buffs. So let's get to it.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know.
So before we get started, I'm gonna play this clip and let you guys hear Coach Prime acknowledging his OBs, and then we're gonna get right to it as far as the OBs of the state of Texas. So anyway, let's keep the train rolling.
Where my OBs at? I need all my OBs. Where my OBs at? Original.
OBs.
Where my original buffs? Where you at? Where you at? You supposed to be here too. You supposed to be here too. Anybody else? Who else got OB on your shirt? Where you at? All right, hey fellas. These guys are the OBs. They're the original Buffaloes. All right, always give them respect, always give them love because they've been through hell and high water. And guess what? They still here. That's right. And I'm proud of every last one of them. I'm proud of y'all, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's keep working, all right? Yes, sir. And if you don't have OB on your shirt, see Smitty, let him know because you should have OB on that.
That's some very good stuff right there, especially considering all the things that these OBs been through. Anyway, you have Carter Stoudemire from Plano, Texas. I know I have him rated very low, but I can tell you guys right now, definitely is a player that definitely will see some action for the 2024 season. Played a lot last season, as well as totaling up 11 total tackles, a tackle for a loss, career high, 6 total tackles against Stanford. Block they kicked in the win actually was very big against Arizona State. Played in 9 games in 2023, which is why I feel like his number as far as his repetitions will increase for the 2024 season. Once again, I do have him low as far as rankings, but that just says a lot about how much talent Coach Prime has added from the state of Texas to this Colorado Buffaloes roster. You guys have no idea. So anyway, let's keep the train rolling so you can see that it gets better from here. Number 12 is Tyran Carter. Immediately add size to an undersized defensive line. 6'3", 303 from Mansfield, Texas. One interesting thing about this Colorado defensive line is a lot of these guys is from Texas, which is very interesting to me. You know, I find that very interesting as I make this video. 247 Sports ranks him as the number 66 defensive lineman as of January 17th, 2024. Comes to Colorado as an undergraduate, so it's a make or break it year for him. He has 1 year to play. In his time, though, he is a veteran because in his time at Arkansas, he did play a lot, 33 games, making 5 starts, totaling 25 tackles, 6 unassisted, 3.5 tackles for a loss, 1.5 sacks. What's going to help him is that he's going to be paired up with more guys that you're about to see in a second that can disrupt an offense, which means that he don't have to worry about being double teamed. Will be a lot of situations where he'll have to just pretty much beat the man that's in front of him, and I feel like he can do so. But anyway, let's keep the train rolling. Number 11 is Preston Hodge, one of the fan favorites, 6 foot 195 senior from Waxahachie, Texas. Comes with 2 years to play. One definitely can fill in the gap for Kamani McLean. As you guys know, he did depart, and he did struggle as far as tackling. So somebody like Hodge can replace that along with some other guys at this position that is from Texas, which is very interesting. Recorded 60 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions, 13 pass defended, 1 forced fumble, and an interception. One of those guys that I feel like can make an immediate impact to the secondary for the 2024 season. But anyway, let's keep the train rolling. Number 10 is Philip Houston. Although I have him ranked at number 10, I feel like he's definitely a very important part to this offense. As you guys know, Shedeur Sanders was the most sacked quarterback of all FBS. It was so bad, the offensive line pretty much stunk. Philip Houston is definitely one of those guys that is capable of winning a starting job. Last season he played in 16 games in his Florida International career. He also in 2023 played and started in 11 of the Florida International 12 games at right tackle. So you can also move him around as far as on the offensive line. Definitely is one of those guys that I can get the job done. He's from McKinney, Texas, junior, 6'5", 250. Very excited to see what he does for the 2024 season. Number 9 is Caleb Mattis, easily one of my favorite players on the roster. As you guys know, I've interviewed him multiple times. Very first wide receiver to come on the channel. 5'9", 165, from Arlington, Texas. Very rarely hear him complain. He works hard, put his head down and keep moving. Played in 12 games, started in 0. Had 6 total receptions for 38 yards. His longest reception was 14 yards against Utah. He also made a tackle on special teams against TCU. He is a sophomore, so the guys that's in front of him right now, because I do feel like he's overshadowed by great talent, will be leaving. So that's when his playing time and his repetitions will increase the longer he sticks around and keeps grinding. Shout out to Caleb Mattis for sure. Definitely one of my favorite players. Number 8 is DJ McKinney, who's also number 8 as far as jersey number. 6'2", 190, from Colleyville, Texas. One of those guys I see Coach Prime always telling him to do something. Hey, do this, do that. Definitely one of those guys that definitely is high on the radar for Coach Prime. He's a sophomore, continuing to grow. He has a long arm span. His arms is very long. That's one of the things I saw Coach Prime mentioning about this kid. He played in all 14 games in 2023. There were some games where they didn't throw to his side. He completely shut down the whole entire side. He also is willing to come up and tackle. He finished the season with 38 tackles, 5 pass breakups. He also has some experience playing in the Big 12 championship game. Had a career high 7 tackles against Texas. One of those guys I definitely enjoy watching when I cut on the film and I cut on the tape. Definitely is one of those guys I feel like has a high potential of starting for the 2024 season. Number 7 is Shidodzi Nwankwo, another one of my good friends. As you guys know, he did join the channel as well. Has versatility, definitely can wrestle as well as have great hand-eye coordination. One of those guys that's expected to come in and immediately dominate the defensive line. He's from Houston, Texas, 5'11", 290, is a senior. 247 Sports ranks him at the number 23 out of all defensive linemen. He's the real deal. Comes to Colorado, as I said before, as an undergraduate transfer with 2 years to play one. Played in 40 games at Houston with 33 starts, including at least 6 starts in each of his 4 seasons there. One of those guys I have very high hopes for that can completely dominate the defensive line, apply pressure to the opposing team's quarterback, and as well as disrupt their offense. Very excited to see what Shidodzi Nwankwo can do for the 2024 season. But anyway, let's keep the train rolling. Barely slipped out of my top 5 is Yakiri Walker, UConn offensive lineman, a complete dog, a complete beast. We all know how important Yakiri Walker is to this O-line. They're considering how bad they were last year as far as at Colorado. He's 6'2", 275 pounds, played over 800 snaps for the Huskies last year. As I said before, they have very high hopes for this kid. He's a 3-star recruit from DeSoto, Texas. Comes from the same high school as former CU standout Laviska Shenault. He was a first-team all-district football and baseball player at DeSoto. But one thing I can tell you guys right now, Yakiri Walker is a complete beast. Very high hopes for him for the 2024 season. Top 5 is Justin Mayers. Definitely was excited to make him my top 5, as we all know how important it is for him to come in and protect the quarterback. 6'4", 320 from Frisco, Texas. He is a senior. He also understands, as I said before, what he needs to do at Colorado. He said, quote, "We all know what we're here to do. It's a job. Colorado is an amazing place. It's good to have fun. But at the end of the day, we're here to work and we're here to get the job done, protect Shedeur Sanders, and help this team make it to a championship and a bowl game, because that's what this team is capable of." I'm going to tell you guys right now, as I said before, Justin Mayers is a dog, very versatile, can definitely get the job done. We brought him in from the transfer portal. He's a veteran. He's a leader. One of those guys I feel very high for the 2024 season. Number 4 is Tyler Johnson from Houston, Texas. Yes, guys, I did rank another offensive lineman very high. Very important for these guys to get in and get the job done and protect Shedeur Sanders. It was a very important part to Colorado's roster as well as their season. He's 6'5", 325, offensive lineman, another veteran. Comes to Colorado as a graduate transfer with 1 season to play. Played 2 seasons at Houston. He also had 7 games with a pass blocking grade of 77.9 or greater. He also recorded a season high pass blocking grade at 88.6 against Oklahoma State. Damn, that's very much needed for a team that gave up the most sacks in all FBS history. Sorry, guys, I got to continue to remind you guys how bad the O-line was. But I'm saying that to say this. Somebody like Tyler Johnson can definitely come in and get the job done. He's a 4-star prospect as well. So not only are you getting somebody that has experience, you're getting a very high-rated star-ranked player. ESPN ranked him as the number 9th offensive tackle in the class. And he also number 3 as far as player from Texas. Very high hopes for him as far as the 2024 season. In my top 3, without a doubt, and I know I have him ranked very high, is Trevor Woods, 6'2", 205 from Katy, Texas. Yes, I have him ranked very high. And I say it like that because I feel like Trevor Woods don't get the recognition that he deserves. This is a player that did not run away from Coach Prime, bringing in that Louis talk, stayed, competed, placed, and started 9 games last season. He only missed 3 games due to an injury, started 4 games at inside linebacker. He can also play safety, recorded 42 unassisted tackles, 56 total tackles, 3rd most on the team last season. This is a guy that just sticks around and make plays. I don't care what the hell you do as far as utilizing him as far as personnel wise, but you have to put him out there on the football field because he make plays. Registered 3rd career interceptions in a big win over Colorado State. Career high was 12 total tackles against UCLA. Definitely can come in and get the job done. One of those guys, as I said before, knows how to just make plays. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for a defense. Sitting at number 2 was very hard, man. You guys know, man, I had to sit here and think, do I want to put Shilo Sanders at the number 1 spot, or am I going to go with Shedeur? As you guys know, Shilo Sanders is definitely my favorite player to watch on Colorado on the defense side of the football. But of course, we're going to always choose quarterback. That's just the nature of the game. But anyway, Shilo Sanders, safety, 6 foot, 195 from Canton, Texas, a complete dog. Can definitely get the job done. Played in 11 games last season, starting in all of them, of course. Only missed 1 game due to an injury. 9th defensive back in Colorado history to lead the team in tackles with over 70. Tied for 1st in solo tackles in the Pac-12 with 55. 1st in the Pac-12 and 2nd in the country in forced fumbles with 4. 1st in the country for DB forced fumbles, recorded an 80-yard interception return for a touchdown and a forced fumble in a win over Colorado State. He also logged double-digit tackles in his first game, 10 of them as far as TCU, and last 11 Utah games of the season. He's named to the AP College Football Network and Bay Area News Group 2nd team All Pac-12 team, named as an honorable mention for all Pac-12 coaches. A complete dog, man. I absolutely love to see me some Shilo Sanders at the end of the day, and as well as watching him when he played for Jackson State. But last but certainly not least is number 1. Guys, I already knew what it was going to be, right? You guys already knew we was going with Shedeur Sanders, complete dog. What do I need to say? This man right here definitely is the best quarterback in the country. I don't care what these polls saying or what these people saying as far as who they have number 1, Quentin Edwards and all these other guys. Listen, at the end of the day, what Shedeur Sanders was able to do with a subpar offensive line is complete amazing. Not only that, but he did it against Caleb Williams, who went 1st round, 1st pick. Shedeur Sanders started in all 11 games last season, despite how bad the O-line was, despite how banged up he was as well. Recorded 298 completions on 430 attempts. That's 70%. He also threw for 3,230 passing yards and 31 total touchdowns. Rushed as well for over 111 attempts, 394 yards, 4 touchdowns, which is one of the reasons why I feel like he's definitely better than Caleb Williams, is his ability to run the football. Most passing yards was 3,230. Second most passing touchdowns was 27 in Colorado's history. second most passing attempts, 430. It also went down to being a historic event for Shedeur Sanders. It's so much I can sit here and read as far as how much he was able to do for Colorado Buffaloes. He has a list of a lot of things on this list for 2023 as far as what he was able to do with the subpar offensive line. So you give him some time. Can you guys imagine what somebody like Shedeur Sanders can do? Oh my God, I'm just very thankful that I was able to see him do these things at Jackson State, which is literally like right up the street from me. And at Jackson State, we know what he was able to do there. As a sophomore, he went 12-1 record, SWAC championship. You know what I'm saying? As a freshman, Jackson State won 2 SWAC championships. The school's first since 2007 at Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you cannot question this man's ability to get the job done at the end of the day. Definitely a complete beast. So that pretty much wraps up my Texas boys as far as the OBs, original buffs. If you guys love this content and you want me to continually give you guys the rest of the players on the roster, let me know.